Have you ever wanted to drive a Ferrari or Lamborghini in the track? You could do it now for just $100 or $299 for a couple of laps. Well, you've heard it, you've seen the ads on the internet or somewhere, and essentially I know some of you guys have been curious or you've done it. Well, I am kind of wild because ever since I can remember, I've always looked through Groupon, coupons, and I've always gone and tried these experiences out. And let me tell you, they could vary. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. So essentially, we're gonna start off with a happy one, with the best one that I've ever experienced. And I'm gonna tell you right away that the best experience I've ever had was with the smallest company. And let me tell you, the bigger the company they were, the worse the experience was. It was literally like lighting my cash on fire because it was bad. But we're gonna start off with a great experience. I don't even know if this company is in business anymore because this was almost a decade ago. Essentially, their name was Gotham Dream Cars, and you'd be on the internet or MySpace or whatever, or Facebook, whatever was popular back then, and there would be like an ad that would pop up and be like, drive a Ferrari or a Lamborghini local to you on this day, on this weekend for $100. And I saw it and I was like, man, that should be cool. And I told Elise I would like to do that. So she was like, we're gonna do that for your birthday. So essentially we went out to just a random parking lot and there was just like an 18-wheeler, a crew of people and a couple of cool cars like a Lamborghini, Ferraris and some other stuff. And essentially there was a line and we signed up, I think it was either $100 or $200, but it wasn't a lot. And I remember this was my first time ever trying out one of these experiences. And it was kind of laid back. You know, we signed our waiver, you know, we got our wristband or whatever. And essentially we were waiting in line. And when it was time for me to get in the car, let me tell you, I must have hit the lottery because the guy who was like the instructor or the facilitator or the safety guy or just essentially your passenger, he was super cool. And he was like, you know, have you ever driven a car before? And I kind of told him, I was like, you know, I've done some racing, done some stuff. And he was kind of cool. So he's like, all right, have fun. And I think we had like 5 or 10 laps. I know it's like one of those, but the crazy part is that my first lap, I was just kind of getting used to the car. It was a Lamborghini Gallardo and it wasn't a manual, it was the automatic, like with the, I don't even know what they call that anymore, but essentially you could shift the steering with paddle shifters. I think that's what they call that now. So essentially it was paddle shifting. And the crazy part about it, the car sounded great, the Lamborghini sounded great, but the guy was just smiling. So second lap, I started getting used to the car. Third lap, I started getting used to the car. And by the fourth lap, I was pretty much just driving this thing like I stole it. No lie, I was like just full throttle, you know, high rev shifts, and I was just having the time of my life.
Yeah, it definitely had a downshift there.
Good job, David.
That's how it's done.
Oh, he will.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's got a squealing there. He's doing good. He's got a squealing here. He's got a step on it now. Oh, yeah. Downshift there. He's a winner.
I wonder how it compares to the Skyline.
I'm curious to hear.
And the guy just giggled, you know, he was just like, woo. There was a couple of times I think I like, you know, I shifted too low, so it was like, rah, and I, you know, he was kind of cool about it. He's like, whoa, 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 but he was cool. And I remember that, you know, we were kind of, you know, screeching the tires, but it was amazing. I really think it was like either 100 or 200 or in between, but it wasn't that much, I remember. And by the time that the laps were done, I had the biggest smile on my face. I was just like, my friends were there, Elise was there, and I got to really enjoy this car. And for like 10 laps, I think it was 10 laps, and it was an amazing experience. I won't forget it. All right, the worst experience I've ever had in these car things was at Disney. And let me tell you, I don't even know if they're even open anymore, because I heard that there was like a big issue or something like that. I forgot, but there was like an accident or something like that. Somebody might have passed away, to be honest with you. I don't know. But anyways, this place was the worst experience I've ever had. We were going to take out a Ferrari Scuderia or whatever. And I know these cars are really expensive, but the crazy part is that the facility was nice, the store was nice, they were fully staffed, but let me tell you, it was horrible. So I get into this car, right? And this guy gets in there and he's not even friendly. I consider myself like an empath. It's just, I asked Chat GTP if I'm an empath or what an empath is. Pretty much I'm street smart. I can read people. And if you guys are Star Trek fans, then I'm like Deanna Troy. But essentially this guy sits down and he just has a bad attitude. He's like, all right, now let me break it down for you. I have a switch. And he had this like grenade looking switch with buttons on it. And he's like, I could control the car from my seat. And I was like, okay. He's like, I could actually activate the brakes with this button, and I could turn off the car with this button, and I could disable the gas with this button. So if you do anything inappropriate, I'm gonna disable you. And I was like, calm down, you don't even know me. Like, I haven't even done anything. And that's how he started off. He wasn't like, how are you doing? Welcome. Are you excited? Because I'm excited. Are you driving your dream car? He was just like off the bat, like aggressive. Horrible place. So essentially, I got into the Ferrari, we started off, and he was just like literally controlling the car. He's like, all right, I'm gonna control the car gas-wise until we exit here, and then I'm gonna apply the brakes if I feel like you're not applying the brakes. So like, even in the first lap, like this guy, let me tell you guys, if you know me, you know how I am. I bet you, like at this point in time, I was a real race car driver. So like, this guy in my head was making me laugh. I was like, his driving experience probably consists of like nothing. So essentially we started going, and I'm trying to push the car a little bit, not do anything irresponsible. And he's just like, you're going too fast, hit the brake. And essentially he intervened majority of the time. It was a sucky situation. I remember I got out the car and, did you have fun? I was like, nope, I didn't have fun. I was pretty upset and honestly super annoyed. I even told the front desk that it was like the worst experience. And I'm not gonna lie, anyone that we talked to, we told them, stay away from that place in Disney in Orlando, Florida. We never went back. And so you guys definitely shouldn't go, trust me, bad place. All right, guys, so let me tell you about the most recent experience. It was at Dream Racing in Las Vegas, Nevada, and the facility is really nice. I mean, it's pretty much a racetrack, and it's right next to the Air Force Base, Nellis. So when we got there, we actually got to see a bunch of fighter jets and other aircrafts take off, and they flew over the track. It's kind of a magical moment. So Dream Racing has an awesome collection of cars, pretty much anything you could think of. And I loved it. Their facilities were great, the people were nice, and the cool thing I liked about it was that they pretty much communicated in advance that their job is not to interfere and try to, control your drive. They just want you to stay safe, but also have fun. Now, the only thing about the racetrack itself, the track configuration, is that it's really fast and, in my opinion, complicated. Now, I've raced all over the place in the East Coast, like in Daytona, Sebring, Homestead, and other racetracks, and PBIR. And I would say that this one was kind of hectic. So as a person coming in to drive a car that you've never driven and try to drive it fast, and in reality there's just a lot of turns and the racetrack is kind of small, so you never get to really kind of sit back and accelerate the car and really experience it for a moment at a high speed, and then apply the brakes. The straightaway is kind of short, so everything's happening really quick. So I think They actually designed that track or that course specifically so people won't go too wild or maybe push the cars too much. Now that's an assumption, but either way, I had a lot of fun. I took out a Toyota Supra because I got a Groupon or some type of coupon, and I got a really good deal on it. And I went out there and I was essentially kind of drifting because something about the new Supra is, I mean, that thing is hard to control. But I went out there, had fun, and that thing, I thought it was a great experience, but still it didn't compare to that experience I had with the Lamborghini Gallardo with Gotham Racing. It was just a nice track. It wasn't even a track configuration. It was just, they just kind of made up a track in a big old parking lot, and you just felt like you could just kind of enjoy the car a lot and just kind of take it through its paces. But anyways, guys, if you ever have a chance to experience one of these type of experiences, I know I'm using that word a lot, but essentially, you know, give it a shot. But make sure you know a little bit in advance and be prepared, because it could be great or not. So on that note, I want to hear if you guys have done any experiences as well, all these exotic car driving things. If so, let me know which one you did, the company, and how you felt about it. I'm really excited. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and also share the video if you think somebody else might enjoy the conversation. All right, guys, you take care, and we will see you soon.